Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, a public battle over Victoria's fire department heads to the ballot and the mayor weighs in. Plus, Victoria's new public safety headquarters nears completion, a look at when the move-in begins. And the government shutdown reaches an unprecedented point today, the deadlock affecting millions of Americans.
We have this little frontal system that's coming through tonight. It's going to give us a north wind and a nice morning, but it doesn't last very long. Farther west, much bigger system. That'll affect our weekend, and we'll talk about it coming up.
And Victoria West looks to bounce back at home versus San Antonio Harlandale. We'll preview this week's contest later on.
You're watching 25 News Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Shauna Curry. Don Brubaker is off. Victoria Mayor Dwayne Crocker is speaking out against a couple of ballot measures involving the fire department. On social media, he raised concerns about Prop A, which would create a civil service board. He says would have too much power and no oversight. Prop B would allow the firefighters union to enter formal negotiations with the city, but Crocker worries that that could impact funding for other departments. He says the city has already been working to improve pay for first responders through existing programs. Crocker warned residents of the possible negative impacts of these propositions, saying we all support our firefighters and first responders, but the unintended impact of past propositions could limit City Council's ability to, quote, budget in the fiscally responsible manner that our community needs and deserves. He also expressed concern for the effect on taxes, saying increasing funds for the Victoria Fire Department without a new funding source will, quote, fall back on the taxpayer. Crocker says he strongly encourages residents to vote no on both Prop A and Prop B. Victoria's new public safety headquarters is almost ready, but it will still be a few more months before it's fully up and running. City officials say the move-in process starts in December, with crews from the Victoria Police, Fire, and 911 services gradually relocating over the following 2 months. The building is located on Main Street near Airline Road. The city plans to hold an official opening ceremony after the new year. Well, we have some rain coming into the forecast. Let's go to Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez for a first look at when to expect that. Mac?
Well, thank you very much. We are looking at this storm out on the west coast. It is forecast, and you can see how it's already bringing rain to Southern California. It's going to be rolling across the desert southwest and then into Texas. This will likely be a big rain coming in this coming weekend, probably in the 1 to 3 inch range. So it's the best chance we've had in a while to get a significant rain around our area. And we'll be talking more about it and taking a look at your 7-day coming up a little bit later on. Back to you, Shauna.
3 weeks into the federal government shutdown, lawmakers cannot agree on a temporary funding plan or even where to start negotiating. As Amy Kiley reports, the shutdown is now hitting a historic milestone.
We need to end the shutdown.
At 21 days, the government shutdown is now tied for the second longest in U.S. history. Democrats say they want a funding bill that addresses Medicaid cuts and expiring Obamacare subsidies.
Tens of millions of Americans are about to experience dramatically increased premiums, copays, and deductibles.
Republicans say they won't discuss that until Democrats pass their funding bill with no changes.
What exactly is there to negotiate?
The shutdown ties 130 years ago when congressional Republicans gave up about half the Medicare cuts they wanted in return for a balanced budget.
Newt Gingrich shut down the government in 1995 because he wanted Clinton to cut Medicare. Clinton wouldn't do it.
We didn't let the fighting stop the negotiating. We also didn't let the negotiating stop the fighting.
The longest shutdown ever remains the one during President Donald Trump's first term. It holds the record of 35 days after Democrats refused to pay for a border wall.
Whatever it takes. I mean, we're going to have a wall.
He didn't get it. And when air traffic controllers started not showing up to work, the Republicans buckled on that.
Unions say this shutdown is hard on air traffic controllers, too. Pre-existing staff shortages have many working overtime now without pay.
You're allowing outside stress to work its way into the control room.
I'm Mimi Kiley reporting.
Cracks in the road, craters in your commute. Yeah, we're talking potholes. They're not just annoying, they can mess up your car and your day. We're taking a closer look at where the worst ones are. Today, we found a few bad ones on Bishop Street. Show us the ones slowing you down. Email a picture or short video to staff@crossroadstoday.com. For those of you looking to make some memories this holiday season, 25 News Now morning anchor Carolina Estrain spoke with Jared Schaller from Moody Gardens about what they have in store this holiday season.
I'm now joined by Jared from Moody Gardens here to talk to us about what we can expect this upcoming holiday season. Welcome, Jared.
Thank you so much for having me. It's only October, but we got to get ready.
Oh yeah, we got to get ready. I've already got like peppermint on my grocery list. I'm ready for all the holiday feels.
Me too.
And over at Moody Gardens, Iceland.
Iceland is going to be the biggest ever. It's the largest indoor ice sculpture attraction in the whole entire U.S. It's Iceland Christmas Around the World presented by Hutton. It's going to be amazing this year. 30-foot tall sculptures, including the Eiffel Tower, Statue of Liberty, the Great Wall of China. It's going to be amazing. 9 degrees inside. There's going to be Shivers Ice Bar, an ice slide. And one really cool thing is you can actually watch all of these ice carvers working right now live at moodygardens.org for the webcams.
For the webcams, it reminds me of like the Minnesota State Fair with those butter bust, but y'all have the ice sculpting down.
2 million pounds of ice, almost 7,000 blocks, 4 by 6 feet. It's huge.
Wow, and in South Texas, it's amazing that y'all are able to keep those cool enough.
Only if it could be open during summer.
Well, if some of us want to maybe stay the night, after experiencing all the beauty of the wonderland that's in store for us, what are the options?
So our holiday hotel packages start November 22nd. We have a hotel right on site. We're doing a VIP package, very important penguin, where you get to meet a penguin if you book that package. So everybody loves that.
Yes.
And we also have our pre-opening tour packages, the cleaning and feeding time I like to call it. You have to get up early, 8:30 a.m., but you get to go into our aquarium or rainforest pyramids and get to see all the animals. That's when they're most active. It's a great opportunity just to enjoy and meet all of our animals.
And it's a great place to support because Moody Gardens is a nonprofit.
It is an educational nonprofit. We have some of the best in the field. We have marine biologists on staff. If you do a kids camp, if you have a kid who maybe wants to be a veterinarian or marine biologist, it's a great place to meet. It's 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. so parents can take the whole entire day off and kids will get to explore our pyramids, do arts and crafts science experiments. It's a great time.
A great time to reconnect, spend time with family, and learn something new.
Exactly. And then we also have our holiday light trails. It's got 2 million plus lights. It's a 1 mile long trail. We have our ice skating rink. And if you're really in the holiday mood, we have a Christmas train. Of course, all of our regular attractions as well. And then holiday lights and Iceland Christmas Around the World will officially open on November 22nd.
Wow, great opportunity to take some photos and make some memories.
Most definitely. Oh, and I almost forgot, we have a new holiday fantasy show. It's kind of like Cirque along the Gulf Coast. So we have fire dancers, aerialists, comedians, magicians. It's holiday fantasy. North Pole's Got Talent. It's also a buffet, so you get to enjoy food while you get to see an amazing stage show. It's family friendly, and some of your family members may actually be called out on stage. So if you have somebody who maybe want to embarrass, or if you actually do have a talent, I have none, you know, you get to show it off in front of a group of people and have a great time.
It sounds like a great time, and I just want to thank you for stopping by and making the trip. Hopefully someone is able to get that VIP penguin reservation made.
Most definitely. And for tickets or hotel information, head to moodygardens.org.
It's so easy.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jared.
Thank you.
And back to y'all now at the desk.
To learn more about events and happenings across the Crossroads and for the latest news, weather, and updates, come to crossroadstoday.com. And remember to subscribe to our Crossroads Today YouTube channel. Just hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News Now at 6, the Trump administration offers UT Austin a deal with strings attached. Why students are pushing back. Plus, pregnant women caught in the middle of a Tylenol safety debate. Students at the University of Texas at Austin are taking a stand against a controversial proposal from the Trump administration that could affect funding and academic freedom on campus. Farrah Walton reports what students want university leaders to do next.
Students or dictatorship! You know the environment of Austin, you know what we believe in.
University of Texas at Austin students marched across campus Monday evening.
We will not be sold to Trump!
Calling on university leaders to reject President Donald Trump's higher education compact.
I'd like to send a message to UT leaders that there are students that are absolutely not okay with this and that we care about our programs here at UT.
UT confirms the Trump administration asked the university to sign on to a new set of rules in return for federal funding benefits. 8 other universities received the offer, including USC, Penn, and Brown University, who all rejected it.
It is anti-free speech, anti-affirmative action.
According to the Compact for Academic Excellence in Higher Education, changes include no longer considering race, gender, or nationality in admissions or hiring, capping international student enrollment, and requiring campuses to stay politically neutral.
We'd have to promise to shut down programs that are deemed as inefficient. The victims of this would be Black studies, gender studies, ethnic studies.
UT students say signing the compact would limit free speech and academic freedom.
Don't sign the deal.
Yeah, I'm asking UT leaders to listen to us, to recognize who is attending your school and who is paying thousands of dollars every year to get our education here.
CBS Austin reached out to UT Austin asking if the university plans on signing the compact and what that decision would mean for the future of academic freedom and campus governance. We received an email saying, quote, "We have no update on the compact beyond Chairman Eltief's statement from October 2nd. In that statement sent to the Texas Tribune, Eltief said the system was honored UT Austin was selected to be part of the Trump administration's proposal.
Do what you know is right and what your students want.
Do not sign! Do not sign! Do not sign!
A man previously convicted in the January 6th Capitol riot is under arrest again, this time accused of threatening to kill Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. Authorities say Christopher Moynihan made the threat in New York City. Moynihan had served nearly 2 years in prison for his role in the Capitol attack and was later included in President Trump's blanket pardon of rioters. He is now charged with making a terroristic threat and will stay behind bars until a hearing later this week. The maker of Tylenol is pushing back on new proposed changes to its safety label. Ivan Rodriguez reports on how the company is responding and what parents should know.
Last month, President Trump claimed without evidence that Tylenol use during pregnancy was linked to a, quote, very increased risk of autism.
You know, I'm just making these statements from me.
Since then, the FDA responded to physicians saying that the choice to take acetaminophen still belongs with parents, but that the use during pregnancy may cause an increased risk of neurological conditions such as autism and ADHD in children. However, the letter also noted that a causal relationship has not been established and that studies about a link are contradictory.
Anytime a different voice is added to the conversation, it causes a bit of confusion, especially if the messaging is completely different.
Dr. Brian Lee, professor of epidemiology and biostatistics at Drexel University, says while there is no debate that rates of autism diagnoses are increasing, his study published last year in the Journal of American Medical Association found that there was no increase in risk of autism or ADHD associated with acetaminophen use.
Acetaminophen remains the safest alternative for pain relief medication, and it's unclear what exactly would replace that.
The Informed Consent Action Network, an anti-vaccine nonprofit with close ties to HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., filed a citizens petition asking the FDA to add a more detailed warning to OTC drug products that contain acetaminophen. Kenvue asked the FDA to deny the petition, saying the suggested label changes are unsupported by scientific evidence. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Well, good evening, everybody. We're on a warm 94 degrees, and we actually have a few little pop-up showers that occurred within the last couple of hours that may be coming into the city very soon. We got up to 95 today. We're still way above our seasonal average for our temperatures, but in addition to a front tonight, there's a big storm on the West Coast that will affect us this coming weekend. We'll talk about that after this. Well, as I mentioned, there is a little frontal system just about to move through the crossroads, probably between now and midnight, and you'll feel a little bit of a north wind. That'll bring us some cooler, drier air for the morning hour, and not bad for tomorrow, but it's not going to last for very long, maybe one day, and then the south wind will kick back in. So what I'm looking at is way out here. You can see this. What does that have to do with this? Well, that is a cutoff low, and a cutoff low has, let's just say it is a strong storm. But when we say it's cut off from the main flow of the air over North America. Therefore, it travels at its own speed whenever it feels like it. Right now, the forecasts bring that into the desert Southwest across northern Texas and will be deep enough and cold enough to actually bring us some sort of rain coming up this weekend. We'll talk more about that in a minute. In the last 3 hours, you can see how the showers popped up right along Highway 59 and all the way down to the coast. They'll be decreasing soon, but right now we're picking up just some activity just beginning to get into the Victoria City area, so don't be surprised if you see some of that. The drier air will be filtering in tonight, and tomorrow morning will be very pleasant. The day will be very nice too, sunny, but only about 84, 85. And then it only lasts for a day or two because all that Gulf air rolls back in very quickly. And then we start watching to see what happens next. So got to advise you that we do have a new tropical storm. This is called Melissa. It's down here in the Caribbean, and the forecast path make it take a turn to the right. And it looks like it may not be a direct hit on Haiti, but it will be very close. In fact, it's probably going to go up here and slice a little bit of Haiti and a little bit of western Cuba as it moves through. Then it rolls up into the Bahamas. At this point in time, it really doesn't look like it's coming toward the mainland. Another system developing off the west coast. Fortunately, that was moving away while we had a few direct hits of hurricanes on the west coast of Mexico. They got so much rain and so much flooding that it was a very rough season for them. So watch this very carefully, because this is what we're talking about. This is Tuesday. We go into Wednesday. It begins to move on shore. And then we go on to Thursday. You can see how it brings rain and some snow to the higher elevations of the west. And at this time, we're picking up a strong southeast wind. And then we go from Thursday on into Friday. It rolls into the Panhandle. Uh-oh, what's happening there? And on Saturday, you can see it's pretty much over North Texas. This is when we have the best chance of getting some significant rainfall. Unstable air, pulling down some cooler air, and a lot of moisture will be in place. So we're going to have to watch that, because at this time, the models are putting out 1 to 3 inches of rain between Friday night and Saturday morning. Do you have any plans for Saturday morning? Well, you may have to plan on seeing some rain. And then the really interesting part is that we're going to get another frontal system in about 7 days, which will, shall we say, I believe, put us into some cooler weather. Maybe not bitter cold, but it will be continuation of what we need to get some October weather here. Tomorrow, 85 in Port Lavaca because of that morning low, then 86 in Cuero, not bad at all. Here's the big news though, Friday night into Saturday, a 50-60% chance of rain, and of course that's football Friday night, and it's not until Tuesday of next week that we may actually get a cold front moving through here. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. We'd love for you to scan that, put Crossroads Today on your phone. Here's Shauna.
And Max is joining us now with a look at our sports. Max?
That's right, Sean. Today include the last day of cross-country regional championships out in Corpus. Find out all the state qualifiers for next week. That's coming up next in sport. One team is looking to get back on track. Victoria West, who the past couple of weeks have lost to top-ranked Alamo Heights 54-42. Then to Bernie there 24-14. The Warriors still have a potent offense led by quarterback Nolan Boyce and their trio of running backs in Andrew Henley, Genesis Jeffries, and Brody Flores. Now, Flores was the leading rusher there last week, but they're looking to kind of switch that up. And then Jarrett Swanson led the way with 3 receptions for 62 yards on the offensive side. Looking to turn that around against Harlandale, who their quarterback Eunices Garcia had 4 touchdown passes in total and 6 on the ground there. They're looking to get a major upset versus West. Friday night, over to the 2A ranks where the Frio Bobcats are back in action after their bye week. They travel out to Freer High School. For this Friday night, the Bobcats have been dominant in district this year with wins over Fremont, Riveria Coffer, and Santa Marie there 2 weeks ago. Quarterback Ray Lewis and running back Xander Wills have been very unstoppable. They're looking to beat Freer because last year they won 95-0. But Freer is 6-2 this year. They got some big-time wins over Three Rivers, Fremont, Riveria Coffer. See if that kind of changes up this Friday night. Now from football to cross country, where we conclude the UIL Regional Championships for all divisions held at Texas A&M Corpus Christi course. And here at the Crossers, we had 5 total runners against the state championships. First with Ganado, they had 2 runners in Ty Saminsky and Addison Todek, who actually qualified with Addison's time at 13 minutes and 11 seconds in the 3,200-meter run. And then Ty's best time was at 18 minutes and 8 seconds in the 5K. Refugio had one placer in senior Caitlin Brown at 13 minutes and 5 seconds to go over there in the 3,200-meter run. And then Yoakum had 2 places in senior Aiden Alvarez. And then also Cuero Track Select runner and Yoakum's Gracie Martinez. So all of them are going to go there next week. We got Halloween's going to start for Yoakum. That's when they compete. And then Ganado and Refugio will run Saturday, November 1st. Now over to Tuesday Night Volleyball, where this last week the regular season before we start our postseason play next week. And the Calhoun Sandies already clinched the district title there last week versus Beeville. So they look to keep that momentum going into playoffs. They'll have senior night there tonight versus Sinton. And you got to keep an eye on the captains Lainey Wood, Kendall Gray, and Layla Myers. They're going to get some big production there tonight. Goliad Volley looks to clinch the district title on senior night versus Karn City. They're going to be honoring 4 seniors in Maven Wunsch, Carolyn Youngblood, Kaylin Binger, and Maddie Matula tonight. So we'll see if they can finish the season off strong the next 2 games. Victoria West is on the road tonight versus the Marshall Buffaloes. They've already clinched the district title, looking to get, like I said, and the regular season strong this week. And finally, the NBA is officially back tonight as the Houston Rockets are facing the reigning defending champs in Oklahoma City Thunder, and it's going to start in 5 minutes time. We'll see the debut of Kevin Durant in a Rockets jersey, so we'll see how this game goes. And that's going to do it here in sports. Shauna, back to you.
Well, stay with us. From ancient Rome to Johnny Appleseed, the core facts about National Apple Day. Don't go away. Well, today is National Apple Day. From Granny Smith to Red Delicious or Honey Crisp, there's nothing like a crisp apple on a cool fall day. We'll get there eventually. Right now it's just a fall day. But apples have been around for millions of years, and historians believe the ancient Romans turned sour varieties into the sweeter ones that we know today. In the early 1800s, Johnny Appleseed traveled through the Midwest, planting trees and teaching farmers about the crop. Now there are more than 7,000 apple varieties around the world. We were just talking about all the different ones, but thousands. It's hard to believe.
Try to name all those.
No, I mean,
I can't even think off the top
I
of
can
my
name a
head.
couple that you see at the grocery store. But
I like the jazz and the apple crisp. I mean, they've got all kinds of names. You know,
some are sweeter, some are. I like the Granny Smith. That's you know, a little tart. So
little tart. But anyway, you were complaining about the fall weather. I think that within 7 days, you might be a little happier. The little front that you see coming in tonight for Wednesday, just a slight cool down. The second system, Friday, Saturday, is bringing significant rainfall. We haven't seen this kind of heavy rain in probably 2-3 months. So we certainly will be talking about it all week. And then after that, 7 days from now, there's a stronger front on Tuesday, 7 days from now, that actually we may be looking at sweaters. So stay tuned.
Okay. Now, I will admit that when it gets really cold, I will be complaining that it's cold. But, you know, we'll take a break for a little bit. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.